Today we're here to celebrate a very special program with in a strategic partnership with Comcast, and to Troy, Andy, and the organization. We thank you so much for your generosity in making sure that the lives of our youth, as far as technology, is developed. The reason why we're here, I would like for you to ask yourself that with two eyes, and that's impact and influence. And with this grant that we received from the foundation of Comcast, how are the kids influenced? Well, within our technology lab, it helps our kids to be technologically savvy, also helps them to be ready in the job market as well as school. A lot of times we take technology for granted, and as it comes to digital literacy, it is the way for the future. And we really thank you guys for expanding that here to help us and make sure that our youth are headed in the right direction. Technology in the Boys and Girls Club, providing computer access, technical competency, which demonstrates that our kids can learn with information of modern society, which is an integral part of the society and the mission of our organization. As we move forward with the impact and influence on our youth, we want to make sure that we give them a level of playing field that they can be able to succeed. A wise man once said, God does not synchronize his watch by mortal time, and he knows when to bless you. Thank you all for blessing us, Troy. Andy, we really appreciate your opportunity to give us what we need to be successful in this technical Thank you for your support. Club Tech. What is Club Tech? Provides a state-of-the-art software with proven comprehensive programs to help build the skills of tomorrow's youth. And that's what we do on a daily basis. So as we transition from mediocrity to greatness, as I tell my kids, you know, we have to give these kids resources so that they can utilize them to be better. And that's what we're here for, and that's what we do on a daily basis. There's no magic or no science to what we do. At this point, I would like to bring our 2012 Youth of the Year, Ms. Shaquana Venable. Would you please welcome her, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Tay Venable, and I'm a proud ambassador of the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club of Metro Atlanta. I'm also the 2012 Youth of the Year. On the behalf of our club and our members, we would like to extend a very warm thank you for your attendance today. I'm a senior at the Paulding County High School, and I plan to attend the United States Air Force, also to pursue a career in criminal justice to become a federal FBI agent. The Paulding County Boys and Girls Club has helped me to overcome obstacles, how to face diversity, and how to transition from mediocrity to greatness. The Paulding County Boys and Girls Club has so many activities and programs, such as Keystone, College Bound, and we also participate in community service. All of these activities made me the leader I am today. The Paulding County Boys and Girls Club is where dreamers dream and have the power to imagine greatness, where believers believe and have faith and confidence in themselves, where achievers achieve and with effort they can do their best, and where leaders lead. And if someone has to lead, it might as well be me. Thank you. Now I introduce you to the Development Board Member, Troy Bourne.
I really don't want to follow that, but I helped put the Run the Show together, and now here I am after her, so that's just great. Definitely, first and foremost again, for a third time, thank you so very much for the outpouring of people coming here this evening. that gives me hope and belief that together we can make a difference within our communities from which we live and work. Definitely want to take a moment and welcome Senator Heath. Thank you so very much. You've been here on Comcast Cares Day as well. I greatly appreciate that. It means the world to me. Representative Maxwell, thank you so very much. Comcast Cares Day, you've helped me before as well. I mean, it just goes on and fosters greatly throughout the county that I live in, and I'm so proud to be from here. Definitely want to take a moment and recognize some school board members that we have here this evening. So where are you at? Kim and, oh, there we are. Thank you, Teresa. And we have 1, 2, 3. This is fantastic. I didn't really know what to anticipate, and I appreciate it very much. Our co-host, we have David Austin, who will come up here and steal the show in just a minute. Commissioner, where are you at there, Sir Chairman? There you are. Superintendent Cliff Cole, he'll come up here as well and speak. But thank you on behalf of Comcast, helping spread the word on digital literacy and broadband adoption. Thank you. Now, let me talk about a gentleman that I have watched definitely, I believe, since 2009, I think is when you took office. It was a pretty good breath of fresh air, I believe. I still think that. So just to let you know, that it's fantastic what you've been able to help me through and kind of see the future in Paulding County when we do have an option of where we want to live. And at any time we can pack up and move somewhere else. I have no intention to do that. I love it here. Thank you. When we talk about Commissioner or Chairman, I definitely want to say he is a 6th generation, I believe, Paulding Countyan. 6 generations. I don't know if we hear of that much anymore, but I wanted to definitely point that out, that your heart and your body, you are here to stay, it seems. So definitely believe that. Been married for over 40 years. Is that to Jane Abney, right? All right. A couple grandchildren now. All right. Wanted to talk to you about his belief in workforce development through Paulding County. I wanted to give you an idea, not just tell you what he does, but I wanted to give you just a few items or a few boards that he's actually involved in some commissions in regards to workforce development. Because I don't believe, we shake his hand sometimes, but you don't really know what someone does until you're really involved with them on a day-to-day basis. He's currently involved in the Paulding County Industrial Building Authority, the Paulding County Airport Authority, the Northwest Georgia Regional Commission, where he's the Vice Chairman, the Regional Transportation Roundtable, Cobb County Marietta Water Authority, where he's the Vice Chairman as well, Wellstar Paulding Hospital Advisory Board, Paulding County Chamber of Commerce, and let me also say thank you for those people with the Chamber as well for giving me some sound today. Thank you so very much. And Workforce Investment Board. So as you can see, the workforce development is true to this man's heart, and with that, I would like to welcome you up. And please welcome Chairman David Austin.
First of all, I'd like to thank Troy's wife. He forgot to do that for being here. And well, most of y'all, because you're in public service, and some of you always have your wife with you, that's the brains of the family. But when wives are here and they participate, there's a lot of time you live without him. He's on the chamber board and various boards, so thank you for allowing him to do that. I think today is wonderful. This is several times that I've been here, and I've seen a lot of folks do just like this and just blossom out, and it's the opportunity. And I'd like to talk a little bit about broadband. We've got Will Lyons here with us, and he works with us in our IT, and he's made some things come together for broadband. It's allowed us to talk to companies we've never talked to before, or any reason they'd even want to be here. The Interroll project that we just landed is a very high-tech job. It's part of the reason we got Interroll would be the broadband. And what it allows us to do is communicate with the rest of the world. So we have a community now that's second to none, and we're there a lot because of Comcast and what we're doing with the fiber broadband that's in the ground, and being able to take Paulding County and connect it with South America, be able to connect with Europe and all over the world. We compete with any other community or neighborhood in the entire world. So thank you all for what you do from Comcast, and Andy, thank you for being here. And I just appreciate everyone that came out today and plays an important part in this. We couldn't do it without everybody's help. It's not about me, but it is about you. Next, I'd like to introduce Cliff Cole. This is a superintendent that has come up through the ranks. But I think what's the important thing is that he manages and he governs because he has the children at heart. And when you're a superintendent and you have a small child in school, you get the effect of what you do every single day. And I'll tell you, nobody has better leadership skills and has the kids at heart any better than Cliff Cole, our school superintendent, Cliff Cole.
Good evening, and I'd like to thank you for being here as well. Tay, I mean, this is, I'm glad I didn't have to follow her. Very impressive young lady, very proud of her. And as you can see, she came up through the Boys and Girls Club and also the Paulding County High School. And we have many students like Tay throughout our school district. But, you know, with this, this project here and with the Internet Essentials, I started talking to actually Andy and Troy about a year and a half ago about Internet Essentials, and we actually promoted it within the school district a year ago and then again this year. It was very important to me, you know, when I first talked to Andy, it caught my interest because it allowed students that may not have access to the Internet at home to possibly have that option. When we talk about Internet connection at home, you know, we talked about the things that a student can do. We just had a bring your own technology in the schools. A lot of these students don't have technology to bring, but if they have an opportunity to have it at home, they will have the ability to work, do their research at home, also do some of their reading and so forth, not only at school but at home. We've talked about expanding technology in the schools. Well, have the opportunity to do it here. Technology is a wave of the future. I tell people every day, you know, the students today, it's like that's part of their life. And, you know, we as educators have to start, you know, thinking forward and adapting to a way that they learn. And I think this is a great step here to integrate technology in here at the Boys and Girls Club. It gives them an opportunity to enhance their skills here that they learn at school. Also, we talk about digital literacy. It's not only what is impacting them today, but when you look at jobs for the future, many of the jobs we have no idea what they will even look like, but so many of them are going to revolve around technology. So these students will be familiar with the technology through what they've learned here at the Boys and Girls Club, also at school, and when they leave high school, it will help prepare them for their post-secondary options. You know, whether it's the workforce, technical school, or four-year college, this gives the students an opportunity that they otherwise may not have. So I'd also like to thank Comcast for this opportunity, especially Kiwi for the job he does. I've known Kiwi for a long time, and you talk about someone with passion. Kiwi has passion for these students, so thank you very much. So, again, thank you for being here this evening, for your support, and at this time I'm going to turn it back over to Troy. And I will have to give a shout out to Troy also. Troy is very involved in the community. He's very involved in the school district. You know, just see him wherever he goes. So, Troy, thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Involved when about 2 years ago they asked me to become possibly a board member here at the local club. And of course, didn't realize at the time I was actually working with Mr. Dixon, and we're doing a travel basketball team with club members here, so it kind of flowed right into becoming a board member. And then that very next year I received a call to become the development chair and now the vice chair, or the chair-elect. So look forward to next year, and wanted to definitely take a moment to recognize Missy Dugan, who is our current CEO, the Metro Atlanta Boys and Girls Clubs. 25 clubs in 10 county area, is that correct? Yeah. All right, 10 county area. You recently served as the COO for the organization. And one thing I found out about you that I was unaware of, that you had actually served as a congressional aide for 2 members of the U.S. House of Representatives prior to that. So fantastic. You hold a bachelor's degree in business from the University of West Georgia. Am I scaring you?
Go Wolves. Yeah, don't
Go
say
Wolves.
anything else.
Okay, fair enough. Without further ado, please welcome Missy Dugan.
Thank you, Troy. Yeah, I didn't want him to go any further. Troy actually knew my brother, and so you never know what stories he could come up with. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here. I do get the distinct honor and privilege to be the CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Atlanta. It is in 10 counties. I'm glad you answered that because I don't know if Andy would have known that, but maybe. Andy is a corporate board member. Troy is our Paulding County board member, and Comcast is one of those partners that every nonprofit wishes they had a dozen or more of. When I met Andy 5 years ago, we were talking about a simple volunteer partnership that dollars certainly were given by Comcast to increase our operating needs for the organization, but he wanted more. He wanted more activities himself. He also wanted his employees more engaged, and they had adopted several clubs where members of Comcast were out from their workforce working in those clubs. Of course, we have Comcast Cares Day, and the list goes on and on and on. And then we were approached about 1.5 to 2 years ago with these wonderful projects about really bridging that digital divide that our kids have. And a lot of our children will go home in the afternoon and not have the technology that they need to actually get their schoolwork done. A lot of times, I think we use, or at least I do, my old brain in the way of doing things, and we didn't have computers at our houses. We didn't need them. We went home with a pen and a paper and did our homework the old-fashioned way. Well, now that's just not reality. The reality is that our kids need access to really high tech and need those things that are going to enable them not only to finish their homework, but quite frankly do book reports and internet, any types of reports or digging of information on their internet. So Comcast allows this to happen, and they help families get better at their technology efforts. They help us get better, and their partnership is just an unbelievable partnership that, like I said, if we could have a dozen or more corporate partners that were like Comcast, Boys and Girls Clubs would be doing even better. So thank you, thank you, thank you for what you do. And I just want to thank the Paulding County community. Elizabeth is here. Elizabeth is the chair of our Paulding County board, and I appreciate what she does. And Troy, as you know, Ford is here, used to be a board member, and several other board members are here tonight. And I want to just share with you a couple of seconds, I promise, about where Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Atlanta is going and the unique opportunity that we want to play within the Paulding County community. Most people know about Boys and Girls Clubs, and most people know that it's a wonderful safe haven for children at the end of the day who may not have a place. We called them latchkey kids. You call them whatever you'd like, but a place that's positive with professional, dedicated staff members like Kiwi and Rayco and the rest of the staff here. We want to be more. Most of you know Georgia falls within number 2 in the nation for dropouts. We fall in number 2 in childhood obesity. And the list can go on and on and on about the struggles that our young people have, not only in their school lives, but certainly in their home lives and in their community lives. And so a couple of years ago, we as an organization went to one of our largest funders and said, we want to do more. We want to be more in the afternoon than just a safe place for kids. We want to invest, in fact, we want you to invest in us, and we're going to go out on a limb and take a risk and do what we can around academic success, around healthy lifestyles, and around citizenship for our children. And we want to install systems. We want to get training up to par so that our staff know what our kids need on a regular basis to make their learning as the kids come in every afternoon the best, highest engaged learning that we possibly could. Well, we were fortunate. The funders said, yes, we will support you, and we'll do it at the amount of about $4.5 million. Many of you know the Woodruff Foundation and know that it is a wonderful foundation that helps in so many different lives and so many different communities in the state of Georgia, quite frankly, but also in Metro Atlanta. And so we went on this journey with the Woodruff Foundation. And we said we needed to do more. So they allowed us to be a pilot for a few of our clubs within Metro Atlanta. And we said, well, we need to do more. We have 10 counties, we have 25 clubs, and our clubs in our rural areas need it just as bad as our clubs in the urban areas. I actually live in Carroll County, so I knew that our clubs in our area in Carroll County needed it as well. We had to do more everywhere. And so in January of last year, our board started on a strategic planning process that laid out for the next 9 years who we want to be for our children each and every day. And at the end of 2020, we want to be able to say that our kids are graduating on time, living healthy, and giving back to their communities. And we have measurements and metrics and backup to make sure that this happens. The resources we need are big. The community we need is big. I've already talked to a couple of chamber folks about how do we get in front of you to let you know what we're doing. But more importantly, and most importantly, what I want you to hear from me is we're here to collaborate with you. We are here to collaborate with our school systems. We want to know what you need from us because we want to be more for you and for your children because they're our children. And we really believe that they're our children together as a community. And so whatever we can do to blend those gaps, to open more doors, to help instill what our kids need each and every day, because every child that I've ever met in the Boys and Girls Clubs is just like Tay. And we have lots more room and lots more opportunity to have more Tays out there. Tay, you've been here since how old? 12. This is a place where Tay learned that obstacles that may have faced her aren't anything but just a simple obstacle to go around. Because Kiwi and Rayco and this staff made an investment in her. And we need Paulding County and the citizens to make an investment here. We need your help. We need to know what we can do. We need to know how we can do more. We need to know what you need us doing here each and every day. So school board members and community members and Superintendent Cole, whatever we can do, call me, let me know, because we are here to help. Again, they're our babies. So thank you so much. Thank you to Comcast. You certainly have begun to bridge that gap and will continue to do so. And now I have the distinct pleasure to introduce to you one of my bosses, Andy Mackey. I have a lot of bosses. They're all board members, and I love them all dearly, and Andy is one of those special ones. So Andy, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Missy, and thank you all of you for being here this afternoon. Certainly, as Missy said, it's really all about partnerships, and we certainly appreciate our partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs, with the Paulding County Board of Commissioners, with the school board, with the chamber, and all of you here. It certainly is something that we deeply value, and I will say that certainly as far as Paulding County goes, my office is in Norcross, and I certainly can't manage those partnerships on my own. So I would also like to give a shout out to Troy. All of you know him and love him and appreciate him for the leadership he brings to this community, and certainly from a Comcast perspective, I would like to reinforce that we really do appreciate the passion that he brings. This is all not part of his normal job description. This is things he does. These are things he does over and above his standard work description, and he does an absolutely fabulous job. But while I'm making some additional comments, I'd like you to think about the term digital inclusion. For many of you, it's something that probably not something you think about too much. We've heard a lot about the bridging of the digital divide over the years, but just show of hands, how many people have a device like this, or an iPhone, or something that's just part of our daily lives, right? And now more recently, maybe we have one of these, an iPad or a Galaxy touchpad or something like this. And how many on top of those two devices have a computer in your home, whether it's a laptop or whether it's a desktop? And it's really part of our daily lives. You don't think about logging on to checking your email, or this time of year your fantasy football team, or whatever it is. And certainly whether it's applying for a job. In fact, 90% of the Fortune 500 companies won't take a paper application. You've got to apply online. Certainly as governments contend with declining tax bases, they react in different ways. One of those e-government, access to government services requires you to be online. As schools deal with the challenges of budgets and shorter school days and shorter school years, they count on technology to extend the exposure of students to the curriculum. And in fact now, parents using the internet can find out students' grades before the kids even know. So I would never do well in today's school environment. And in fact, today, going to school without the internet is like us, most of us in this room, going to school without books. It simply is a challenge, and really technology is integrated into everything that we do. So you think, why wouldn't people have internet in their homes? But we still have a significant number of people. In fact, 35% of households do not have internet in their homes. And some of that is a choice, a function of maybe they have it at the office or whatnot. But many of them, there's different reasons. And in fact, the FCC has done a lot of analysis and study of this, and they found that certainly some of the, there is a correlation of household income. Above 100 and 85% of the poverty line, 81% of people have internet connections in their home. But then you look at the other side of the spectrum, folks that live below 130% of the poverty line, only half of them, less than half of them, have internet in their homes. And certainly you think about why, certainly the price of the computer or device is a factor. Certainly the price of the internet service is a factor. But interestingly enough, over half of the people would say that digital literacy is the reason why they don't have internet in the home. Maybe they don't understand the relevance of internet to their lives, or maybe they're intimidated by technology. So it really creates a great travesty that in this age of unlimited access to information, the people that can benefit from it the most are the ones that are least likely to take advantage of it. And as the largest provider of internet services, we look at this and we see that it's completely unacceptable that in a country with the wealth that we have, even in the economic decline, with the wealth that we have, to have that situation is unacceptable. It's unacceptable because people do not have access to social services. It's unacceptable because a certain percentage of our workforce will not be ready for the jobs of tomorrow. It's unacceptable because our kids are not having access to the education that we need. In fact, John Lewis, one of the great civil rights icons of our time, has called this the civil rights issue of today, access to internet. So Comcast, we've looked at this issue and asked what we can do. As often is the case, we have one of those avenues is a partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs. We've invested in a program called Club Tech, which in clubs like these exposes kids to technology and prepares them through extensive exposure to be the workforce of tomorrow. And certainly today, one of the things that I'm proud to announce is that we will again be funding the Club Tech program here in the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club with a grant of $10,000 from the Comcast Foundation. But then we've stepped back and said that's not enough. We need certainly many kids are served by clubs like this one, but that's not enough. We've got to really drill down and figure out how can we get broadband into people's homes and not let economic issues stand in the way. So a year and a half ago, many of you were part of the introduction of our Internet Essentials program, where for kids who are on free and reduced lunch or eligible for free and reduced lunch, we will provide internet service for $9.95 a month. We've created a situation that if they choose, they can purchase a computer for less than $150. Wow. And importantly, we are investing in digital literacy training for the kids and the families, both the materials that go home, online materials, and in classroom style training. To date, we have 153 families in Paulding County that have taken advantage of the program, and certainly we're proud of that. And again, we'd like to thank all of you who have been partners in rolling out that program. But we estimate there's about 2,600 families in this county that are eligible. So we got a long way to go. So Kiwi mentioned a couple other points that or phrases that are important: impact and influence. So you ask why you're here today. It's because you have influence within this community. And I ask you to use that impact or use that influence to have an impact. So there's three things I'd like you to think about. Number one, think about making an investment in the Boys and Girls Clubs. The investment in the kids, investment in kids like Tay. You can see the finished product right here. This club does a lot of great work and certainly needs your support, whether it's financial or non-financial. Secondly, help get the word out about Internet Essentials. We have flyers in the front of the club. Certainly take some home. We'd encourage you to go to our website, www.internetessentials.com, sign up as a partner, do some evangelization. Third, you might want to consider underwriting or sponsoring a family. You think about a computer for less than 150 bucks, internet service at 10 bucks a month, so $270 for a year. What, with a babysitter included, could be a night out. You could sponsor a kid and empower not just a child, but an entire family. And you've heard from Tay and seen the impact that the Boys and Girls Clubs has. What I'd like to do is I'd like to invite Rochelle Harshaw to come up and talk a little bit about the Internet Essentials program and the impact it's had on her life. So please give her a warm welcome.
My name is Rochelle Harshaw. I'm a single mother of 3. My girls come here to the club, been affiliated for about 3 years. I have the program. I love the program. It teaches my kids how education is a worldwide spec that they need in everyday life. I dropped out when I was in ninth grade school, I'm sorry. And I feel like my kids, I don't want them to follow that step. So I'm glad I do have the Internet Essentials program. It's very affordable for me. With being this aspect, I am a single mother of 3. And that's all I have.
So I think that's enough. So again, I'd like to reiterate 3 things. Invest in your Boys and Girls Club. They do incredible work here. Talk about the Internet Essentials program. Connect with other people that you know have influence in this community. Spread the word and give some consideration to sponsoring maybe a kid right here to bring technology into their home. So thank you again for being here. We really appreciate your time. Have a great